Welcome. My name is Christian, and I am the Dungeon Master for the Strings of Fate. And before we started, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for all the love that you show us on Twitter and Instagram and the Discord. It is all so amazing and more than any of us expected. We are truly, truly grateful for the platform that you are giving us, and we believe that we've created something really special here for you, and we really hope you enjoy it. Further on from that, if you want to know how you can get your name as an NPC on the show, then listen ahead, because there's going to be a break that I'm going to do right around the middle-ish. So keep an ear out for that. Otherwise, there are no more announcements. I just wanted to say that because it's important that you know that none of this could have happened without any of you. Truly. Besides that, I think we're about ready to get started. So, without further ado, on with the show. Within the endless expanse that stretches farther than the mind can imagine, we find ourselves on the continent of Afra, a land divided amongst a tenuous alliance forged in the fires of a war fought and ended in a single battle against an unstoppable imperial force. Here, in this land once touched by the primeval Vondric gods, we find an age of change taking root. The year is 550 Norse Fall, an age of steam, steel, and the new arcana. At the center of these nations, the Ansirian monarchy stands strong, holding fast to the traditions of old while the Church of the Morning Lord slowly emerges as a force of its own. To the northwest, we find the proud and passionate Boreali nation, who thrive amongst the forests they've called their home since Afra's inception. Below them, the youngest of the five nations in the forefront of arcane research, the Starlight Sovereignty. There, the Starlight Scholars advance the uses of practical, new magic, far from the Vondric magic of old, as well as tirelessly map the shaky history of this torn continent. In a peninsula nestled within the Sapphire Strait, we find the isolated primeval wilds, holding fast to Vondric traditions and a way of life preserved for millennia. And neighboring them, we find their antithesis, the principalities of the immortal Prince Farron, which thrive in wealth and innovative technology once thought impossible. At the end of the war, the land beneath the God-sworn forest was unified into a land without borders, where one could travel and find a life for themselves outside of the jurisdiction of any one nation. That land is now home to a number of those that sought to find their fortune in the resource-rich frontier, as well as those unsavory groups who thrive outside of the nations and their laws. Our story begins on the Golden Route, a well-traveled path that is said to take one through many of the major cities of the nations, ending within the affluent Farron principalities. Along that road, we find a number of settlements, some grandiose centers of trade and culture, while some are modest, meant to act as respite for weary travelers along their journey. We find ourselves in the latter case. A settlement 2 weeks down the Golden Road from Siniath, well into the Painted Valley, and far from the law of the nations. This plains town is unassuming, with simple wooden buildings that have seen better days. A whistling wind blows through and picks up the dust. And here, down the main strip, we can see a number of horses hitched along posts outside of various establishments. A general store, a small town bank, a smith, and a building very recently burnt to the ground. Our focus is on the building which seems to have had the most traffic. A saloon at the center of town, 2 stories tall, with a faded sign and fresh bullet holes in the wood. The floor itself is covered in shattered glass as the patrons are ducked under the tables, and outside, the barrels of their guns still smoking, we can see 6 individuals all donning flat-brimmed hats, standing armed and ready. "Now, folks," shouts the man at the center of this posse, "that one was just a warning. I'm going to ask again nicely. Send out the Genasi boy, and I won't send my people here to shoot each and every last one of you. O'Donegan's got business with him, and we don't need to involve all you fine folk. If any of you have a semblance of self-preservation, why not just give him up? As he says this, inside the bar, we see a number of people all huddled in fear over what's about to take place as a tense silence lands over each patron. However, upon hearing this offer, many of them turn their gaze towards the back of the bar, in a table far in the corner that's been overturned to create makeshift cover, where they know there's an individual who just a little under an hour ago turned up in town with hair that floats as if the wind holds it. Azzurum, could you please describe your character?
Azzurum's about 5'10". He has crystal blue skin, hair right above his shoulders, flowing outward. It is a dark blue till the very tips are starting to sprinkle up white. He has his hair flipped to one side is shaved, the other side is long and flowing. He's wearing a sheer-ish gray scarf over his shoulders, tucked into a waist corset that is adorned with buckles and his tools. He has a dagger tucked onto the right side of his waist and his staff across his back. He has his pants come down about to like ankle length, and he's wearing cute little shoes.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Currently, Azzurum, in a moment of instinct and preservation, you have the table that you were sitting at enjoying your drinks is now flipped currently, providing you cover from the hail of bullets that had entered the saloon. And two of your companions split off earlier to accomplish a number of errands in town, leaving you and one other. A nervous man whose instincts have him taking what little cover he can besides this rum-soaked tables, his horns poking out from the top. Vincent, could you please describe your character?
Vincent is a tall tiefling with olive green skin. He stands at roughly like 6 feet tall. His frame is thin and lanky, slightly broad shoulders, and he's got horns that start at his forehead and curl back and up away from his face. He's got a tail with a spade at the end. It's very thin. His face is angular and sullen, and his eyebrows are full and nearly permanently creased. His lashes are long, and his stubble is overgrown, and his nose is hooked. He's wearing fine clothes that like follow the trends of the era, very fashionable, muted earth tones. And he's wearing a red scarf around his waist and an expensive-looking brown coat. And on his neck, he wears a cravat that's tied up to his jaw, but underneath the cravat, there is a beautiful red ruby amulet, and he is looking a little concerned.
Yeah. Going into the scene, bullets have just flown into the saloon, hitting just barely the wall behind you as you all duck and you both have taken cover. What are you two doing?
Do they see us? Do they know we're there?
They know someone's here. They don't see you. In fact, you don't really see who's done this. They're kind of outside further in. You've just seen the bullets and you hear the shouting to bring out the Genasi boy. You're not entirely sure who they are.
Did you see any other Genasi coming in here? Or is it just, are they talking about you?
You know, I have a feeling they're talking about me.
I think they're talking about you.
I disguise myself to look like Renair.
Okay, of all the disguises.
He's similar to my height, more so than Lidara.
They're just gonna try to shoot you.
Do I look like a fucking Genasi to you?
No, but that's the thing.
They're looking for a Genasi. I'm a white ginger man.
They don't want Renair. They want you.
Well, they don't know I'm here.
We have to do something.
Taking a peek above the table, as in your new form, you can see now a number of the patrons that had been in here earlier with you, kind of all talking to themselves, talking to each other, and looking in your direction, not seeing the Genasi anymore, and are mostly confused now and kind of going over their options. As you are figuring this out, we step outside of the tavern. And we see two individuals making their way back from a supply run that took a bit too long thanks to an overly talkative shopkeep and a man that doesn't really know how to end a conversation well, as he spouts apologies. how was I supposed to know that it would take so? That she just was very questioning of everything.
Yeah.
Things happen. That's how it goes. Their leisurely walk down the main drag of town is interrupted by the explosive sound of gunshots, and they find themselves rushing quickly back to their companions, taking a more collected approach. We see a elven woman fall into her element. Lidara, would you like to describe your character?
She is a 5'6", thin but fairly strong wood elf, shoulder-length hair, pulled back into a low ponytail, some braids on the side. She has a stern, kind of determined look on her face. She has some scratches on the right side of her face, 3 to be exact. She's currently wearing a softer, puffy black shirt with a black vest corset on, black pants, but around her waist and thigh is like a leather bag to hold her things like her daggers, small items, but she also has her dagger of venom strapped to her belt for immediate use. Down to her boots, she has her boots of elven kind, and tucked in her boot is an extra dagger just for safekeeping. And then attached to her back is her crossbow.
Finally, in a not so stealthy fashion, we see a tall, broad-shouldered human man with wavy red hair tied back into a bun. He wears the adventuring clothes of the day, which involves a number of handy holsters atop a tucked-in but comfortable button shirt and leather boots. He seems about ready to charge directly into the danger when he sees his elven companion and realizes that perhaps a tactical approach would be better. Lidara, what are you doing as you see Renair immediately readying himself to charge towards the gunshots?
Stop. First of all, I knew that I couldn't trust them alone, but I really didn't think it was gonna be that bad, honestly. Okay, let's think about this. We can't just go barging in. That's too dangerous.
You were coming down this main road area, and on the left is the saloon. A little further down this main road, you can see what look to be 6 figures, all in these like trench coats with flat-brimmed hats that are all in front of the saloon, pointing guns forward, while one kind of watching. They haven't seen you two yet as you've ducked around a corner at like the next building over, but you see the one in front sort of yells out and says, "We're getting a bit impatient out here, aren't we? No response. I mean, we're gonna have to come in and see what all the deliberations about. What did you say, boys?" As they're readying themselves. Vincent, Azzurum, what are you doing?
Do you just
How many people are in the saloon? Sorry, like that we're in?
There's currently, I'd probably say there's, let me get like a good number. I'd say, including the bartender, 8 other people. Though you're not entirely sure if that's an accurate count. It's just the amount of people you've seen sitting in here today. There's like a second story to this saloon that is like an inn with rooms that go around the side. But so far, all you know is the people that are on the main floor right now.
Do you just want to, do you want to fight them? Like they're. I don't think they're here for talk. I mean, I could try to I could give us some cover. We could run out with. I can
Do you
make it
think?
dark.
Well, if they come in here, I don't think it's fair for us to endanger all these people because
agree, we
I'm
need
just
to
so
get out.
wildly popular. Apparently,
Well, you have a fan club. Yeah.
a fan club that's trying to kill me. Apparently,
Can you make yourself look really cool?
like cooler than I already am?
Never mind. Are you just gonna go out disguised?
I mean, I can go out. Do we think that it'd be effective for me to go out disguised and try to say that the Genasi is not here, or do you think
You
it's
might
better?
get shot.
I think I might get shot either way.
I think so too, which is the problem.
What if I disguise myself as you?
And what would I do then?
Disguise yourself as me.
We'll see
And
which
then-
one of us gets shot.
You go out there, disguise as me, and whenever they're about to take you, I'll come out there and kick their ass.
You hear a gunshot
Or like
ring out in the
duck.
air. You notice then that the gnomish bartender crawls underneath the little separating door there. He crawls over to your table. He says, "Listen, I know it was you look different now, but I saw you change, and I know it's you they're after.
Sir, kind sir, do you have an extra exit out of?
You're gonna leave us here?
No, we're planning something. What is there an exit?
Make a persuasion check.
8 plus 12.
It's 12.
20.
20.
I rolled an 8. That's how good my persuasion is.
Oh, you better have something planned. There's a back door. Yes, I can lead you to it. But I'm running. I'm running with y'all if you all go. I don't care.
Okay, all right.
What if we
go
went
around back?
Go around back and then maybe get them from above or from behind.
Yeah, or we could get out into the main area
And just
make it really
leave.
cool.
Oh my god.
I
I can look cool.
can you look? You do the wind thing and then like look really intimidating, and then I'll make some noise, and then maybe we can scare them off.
Okay, let's
Okay.
do it.
Plan.
All right, and then
He drops his disguise. He looks like Azzurum.
the gnomish bartender begins to crawl along the way. Keep your heads down, and leads you around the other side towards where a back door is. At the same time, Renair, Lidara, you're both getting into position. Renair's looking. He says, "What if they've already been shot? What are we going to do? I have to get in there."
Calm down, please. Okay, let's think logistically first. They're not stupid. Like, okay, Azurum's kind of stupid, but not completely stupid. I would assume they're probably trying to find some way out. They're probably gonna try to disguise themselves of some sort. Some thing. Maybe we try to get higher. Scope out the area, or I can get higher. You can stay down here and scope out the area and try to see where they are, because I don't think we should get too close. At least I shouldn't get too close. And see what the hell is happening right now.
Okay, I think from here, this building isn't too tall. I can give you a boost up to the roof if you'd like. Okay, I'll stay down here. I'll try and get to a better position to flank them if things happen, and I'll look out for Vincent and Azzurum. He holds out his hands. You leap up onto them. This isn't necessarily a roll because you're very good at this, but he pushes you up as you are able to hop up, grab onto this, and pull yourself up to the roof of this building, getting a good vantage point on the 6 gunslingers that are outside the saloon. At the same time as you prepare, Vincent Azzurum, this gnomish man, pushes open and he says, in a few moments, they're going to come through and they're going to realize that they have been... I'm not dealing with the Donegan gang right now. So
The Donegan gang?
Yes, it ran by Denton O'Don. Are you new? You're new in town.
We're new.
What am I saying?
Do I look like I'm from here?
Okay, I get it. Listen, I'm gonna go. Y'all figure it out. If those people die, that's not on me. And then he just starts bolting out the back, running, leaving like a little dust cloud behind him.
What's our shtick? Are we? What?
How about I'll go out by myself. You will provide backup so that they don't try attacking both of us at the same time.
I can make like noises. Like, do we want to chase them off?
Let's do some maybe some thunder.
I can do thunder.
Cool. That'd be cool.
I can do thunder. Is it? What's the weather like right now?
Weather currently, it's a little bit overcast. Not fully sunny. A little bit cloudy. Yeah, it's a little bit cloudy. It doesn't look like it's gonna storm, but there's definitely not like it's a bright blue day. You know.
Right. All right. You ready? Ready to scare the shit out of them?
Mm-hmm. So we're like in an alley.
You're kind of towards the back of the establishment. There's 2 alleys that lead around to the front, but if you wanted to go further down the road to come from further away from just coming out the side of the building, you can definitely do that to get back to the main road and set up there.
Okay.
If that's what you want to do.
Yes.
Okay. Lidara, you are waiting patiently, and you hear the man yell, and he says, "All right, time's up." And he begins to walk over when all of a sudden you hear, I think we found who we're looking for. It sort of yells out as you all turn to see
Azzurum is standing in the middle of the street. I would like to create a little bit of wind around his feet so all of the sand and dust starts kind of unsettling. He starts slowly walking towards the people, slow strides. Kill me. He is like, well, I knew I was popular. I really knew that people really loved me. But to think that in this small town, that someone as lowly as you would be so interested in me. I'm flattered, really. As he's walking, his whip comes out of his hand, and then as his whip appears in his hand, he drags it on the ground, with a little bit of eldritch into it to make it sparkle just a little bit. As he's doing this, slowly a tattoo starts to appear down his left arm. It looks like lightning bolts and like covering his entire arm. As he's like, I didn't want to have to do it this way. And he cracks the whip on the ground.
And I use thaumaturgy to make it sound like loud ass thunder.
You see a couple of the gunslingers kind of falter a bit. Go ahead and make an intimidation check with advantage. Lidara, you're watching Azzurum.
Lidara sees Azzurum first walk out, and she's immediately like, oh my fucking god, what is he about to do?
You hear Rhaenyra shout up, is this part of the plan?
You know, I never know at this point.
Intimidation,
Yes.
24.
Ooh. The gunslingers all look at each other. They're faltering. The main one, this fellow with sort of short reddish hair, definitely taking a step forward, two guns and holsters, looks. He says, well, there you are, boy of the hour, making us wait for a very nice dramatic entrance, he says as he kind of steps forward, his men faltering down, says, listen, we want you to come quietly. We don't have to hurt you. Don't have to shoot you. You simply need to apologize to our boss for what you've done.
Now, what exactly have I done?
Now, let's not play coy here. Someone fitting your description came through here, Air Genasi. Goes through and takes out about, what is it? A whole group of our men. And, well, there's not many Genasi that pass through here, is there?
Now, unfortunately, Doug Digadome looking ass, this is the first time that I have been through this town. I would know because honestly, it smells horrible here. I have such a bad cough. This air, not good. You guys should really get some air treatment around here. So, I don't know who you have me mistaken for, but if you want me to kick your ass, that's all you have to say.
His fingers twitch on his gun as he's looking at you. His men faltering, he says, my name's not Duck, he says, as he kind of readies his weapons, and there's just this very, very tense atmosphere. Lidara, what are you doing? This man looks like he's about to draw on Azzurum.
Immediately shoots an arrow at him.
Oh!
Roll an attack with advantage because he does not see you.
This whole time I've also been readying my crossbow, but I've not stepped out yet.
Fantastic.
Vincent is dying listening to you call him that.
16 plus 8.
16 plus 8 definitely hits, and this triggers your assassinate feature, which means this is an auto crit with sneak attack.
Jesus Christ.
Go ahead and roll.
literally an
It's
assassin.
plus, what's your sneak attack dice now at level 10?
5d6.
5d6 plus the what crossbow are you using? Hand crossbow, light crossbow?
Hand crossbow.
So that's 66 doubled 12d6. So roll 12d6 for me.
Escalators.
36.
36, that's 12d6?
Yes.
36 points of damage plus, what's your bonus?
Plus 4.
Plus 40 points of damage as you are getting ready to do whatever it is you're about to do. An arrow strikes him in the shoulder. Says, "Kill him!" I need everyone here to roll initiative.
Holy shit!
Amazing.
Your d6s, ma'am. That's
I
fine.
rolled a 14.
14.
Yes, sir.
And I rolled one above you.
12.
12. And Azzurum. You're not surprised any longer.
Natural 20.
Natural 20 for what's the
Plus 1.
21. top of the round, you just beat him out. Azzurum, that is you.
So Azzurum looks first around and is like, I really hope that's you, Lidara. If it's not, whoever you are, please don't shoot me. And he cracks his whip on the ground as he points two things of Eldritch Blast towards the main guy who he's talking to.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack rolls.
First one is 20 to hit.
20 does hit.
Second one is 10 to hit.
10 to hit. Does not hit, unfortunately.
Oh, sorry. First one was 25 to hit.
Definitely
the second
hits.
one was 15 to hit.
15 just misses.
Okay, 15 points of damage.
15 points of damage as he's taken off guard by a crossbow bolt that has pierced his shoulder. He turns to look where it came from, and as he looks back, the whip is already coming up. A crack of eldritch energy fires from the whip and collides. The other one going past him. That's your turn. Anything else? Bonus action? Movement? Are you moving to take cover anywhere? There's alleyways around you. There's a couple there's wagons and stuff.
I would try to hide behind a wagon, probably.
Okay. You're able to duck behind a wagon to give yourself, I'll say, half cover, which is +3 to your AC. So just remind me of that. Because that brings us up to his turn as you have now struck this person. He is upset and he is very, very much not happy about that. This person is going to make 2 pistol attacks on... He's going to make one towards you and then one towards Lidara. The first one is 23 to hit you as Azzurum, but... Okay. And then the second one for Lidara is natural 19 plus... that's 26 to hit.
Didn't you have something that was like, if you're partially covered or something?
You are partially covered, Lidara. You also have +3 to your AC.
Okay, and that's 19.
26. Okay, it's still 26, unfortunately. First one against you, Azzurum, is... Ooh, just 6 points of damage. Just as a bullet grazes you. The other one against you, Lidara, is 12 points of damage as the bullet strikes through the wood. That's his turn. He's going to duck behind what cover he can. He kind of gets into one of saloon pillars on this patio to try and give himself some cover. That's going to bring us to the next one, who fires a shot at Azzurum, misses. Then that brings us then to... nope, 2 shots, sorry. Misses again. There's just firing now. These people in the middle of the thoroughfare just trying to blast around them at anyone they can see. They can only see Azzurum and Lidara currently. This one's 18. Doesn't hit because you're at 19 right now. Mm-hmm. Another bullet splinters against the cover. This one does hit. Another 9 points of damage as a bullet catches you as the gunfire is now raining down upon. Renair's going to take this as it's time to start fighting. Renair charges out into the thoroughfare and is going to go for a strike on one of these people here, or 2 of these people because he has 2 attacks. They both hit. And he slices at 2 of them, one for 8 points of damage, and the other one for 13 points of damage. Vincent, that's you.
I'm gonna come out from where I was at with my crossbow in front of me.
Mm-hmm. There's a main guy there, and there's 5 people behind him. Let's say from left to right, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, basically. 2 of them are taking cover, 3 of them are still stuck out in the thoroughfare, not fully ready with their guns yet. So 3, 4, and 5 are still out there.
Can I walk out with my crossbow drawn and point it right at them and turn my eyes black with thaumaturgy and be like, get out of here. This is not your fight.
Make an intimidation check on these 3 that are caught off guard with their guns, not sure who to shoot at.
Well, 8 plus 6.
14.
14.
You come out there with the blackened eyes of the crossbow. You can just, there's another one! And then just immediately there's pew, pew, pew.
Well, alright.
Firing towards you. The gun's firing off. Alright.
I'm like, ah, shit. It didn't work.
Alright,
Didn't work.
Lidara, that's you. You're up here, you're taking fire from 2 of them that are trying to take cover behind what little cover they have out here.
You use a gun once, you know?
It's a gun once.
Over them. Okay. Is there any way that I can get closer? Like, can I like jump onto like a roof or something just to kind of get like down maybe, so that I'm not like.
Do you want to get down to the ground level? Or you want to get to a different roof?
To a different roof. If there's like a lower roof or something like that, or anything just like, I don't know. If
There's one a little bit higher than the one.
Okay.
You could try and jump up there if you'd like.
And is it closer to them?
It's closer to them. You're basically jumping onto the roof of the saloon at that point.
Okay, yeah, then I'll do that.
Okay, make an acrobatics check.
16.
16. You have some experience leaping across the rooftops. But this time you know what's going on. You leap over and you're not sure if you're going to catch it or not. You're able to get onto a window awning, which gives you enough position to leap up, grab onto that roof, flip yourself over. You're now on the roof of the saloon. You have full cover, which is +5 to your AC. And you have a clear view of the 3 that are down there. Okay. That's not your action, that's your movement. So go ahead, take your action now if you'd like.
She's gonna bring out the big guns. She's going to pull out one of her poison arrows.
Gotcha.
To shoot at him. Okay. The main guy who is attacking.
Main guy is from this cover. You wouldn't be able to see him,
okay.
Unfortunately. There's 3 that are currently in the middle that you can see, and Renair is next to 2 of them.
Okay, how close is he to them? So he's like directly.
He's right on them. You get sneak attack if you get him.
See, because I have splinter shot, but that is like anyone within a 15-foot cone.
You could possibly position it so that it hits 2, one that Renair is not next to, and one that he is next to without hitting Renair, if that makes sense.
Okay, then I'm gonna try to do that.
Sure, go for it. Take your shot. What is the save I need to do there, if there is a save?
Dexterity saving throw. Make a DC 15. Sorry.
One of them saves, the other one does not. So the one next to Renair does not save. The other one does.
Natural 20 plus 9.
Okay, that's another crit. So
on,
roll damage for the one that did save first. You don't get sneak attack on. So whatever splinter shots damage is. What's splinter shots damage?
1d6 plus 5.
So 2d6 plus 5 for that person.
That is 12.
12 points of damage. Okay. This splinter shot is replacing just a regular attack, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You might not get sneak attack on this one, but it'll also be 2d6 plus 5. So go ahead and roll that. 2d6 plus 5.
7. Nope, that's not right. 4 plus 5.
9.
4 plus 5, 9. Fantastic. That brings us to those ones down there. That one that just got hit by a splinter shot is going to run back across the street to get cover and also see you, but also sees you running out. It's going to take a shot at you and you. Natural, I don't know, it's not that good. Doesn't hit you. You should hit, I think, 23.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Should hit.
Should hit.
Nope. Hard.
6 points of damage as a bullet grazes you. Renair turns his focus, says, Vincent! And looks towards the one, it says, you. And that brings us to the next one that is next to Renair, who cannot shoot Renair and is instead going to try and slash at Renair. Natural 2. Renair easily gets out of its way. And natural 1. Renair, again, easily says, listen, this is not working for you, obviously. And the last one is going to make some swipes on Renair 2. Natural 2. And natural 7 plus, nope, doesn't hit Renair's AC.
Damn.
No, Renair's fighting off these 2 guys on his own as he's trying to dissuade them from attacking his companions. Back at the top of the round, Azzurum, that's you. You're now ducked as there's bullets hailing from all directions from these gunslingers.
Can I see from where I'm at?
Currently, you can see just about everybody. Everyone has some kind of cover. The main guy has like the most cover, but everyone at this point, except for the 2 that Renair is fighting, is in like half cover.
And are they close to each other?
Those two, the ones that were the Renairs.
Are any of them semi-close to each other?
I would say one and the main guy are close to each other. There's 2 people that are near each other that isn't next to Renair.
I'm going to cast Firebolt at the main guy. You said I can see him?
You can see him.
Okay, yeah, Firebolt at him. 13 to hit.
13 to hit does not hit as you a firebolt crashes into the side of the saloon. Thankfully, not setting it ablaze, but dissipating against the surface. Let me roll something here. Okay. As you fire that firebolt, he yells out, "You're gonna have to try harder than that!" And you see the saloon doors get kicked open as a figure in a black trench coat places a gun to the temple of the main guy and says, "Carrie, I've come for you. As you see what looks to be a tiefling with dark black skin, horns that go up to here that turn crystalline like amber at the tips, wearing cowgirl getup and a leather black trench coat as she has this guy hands up. The other one looking onward is gonna make a morale check. The other one looking onward, it tries to point the gun, but she's already has a second one pointed towards him. And you currently have an extra ally in this fight as this tiefling has showed up and is holding these two. That's her turn, is to intimidate these two. On his turn, he can't do anything or else he's gonna get shot. So he is going to just take the dodge action to get ready for any more fire. The person that's holding the gun is going to make another morale check. It's holding steady. There's a small standoff happening here. This one's just going to fire at you, Azzurum. Natural 1, which actually on a gun is a misfire. So he cannot take the rest of his attacks this round as his gun jams. He's like, oh, piece of trash! As he's trying to get it unjammed. So he has to fix it as his next action, which fails. So as he's trying to get it fixed, he's looking at you, who is very much looking back. That's Renaer. Renaer's still in combat with these two. Hits one of those attacks and deals 8 points of damage to one of them, who is looking like he's about to start running. And that's Vincent.
So it looks like everything is kind of stopped for a second?
There's a few that haven't noticed that this is happening.
Okay.
I'll say, only the one has noticed that the leader is being held up. There's 4 more that are still locked in this gunfight.
Okay.
And 2 of them are engaged with Renaer. Okay. It looks like one of them's about to bolt. You see that there's a new figure holding up 2 of these people, and you are completely unsure to who she is.
I'm like, I'm gonna leave that up to them. I'm gonna focus on what's over here, and I'm gonna let Azzurum handle whatever's going on over there. And I'm gonna shoot at the one that Renaer's fighting. He's fighting one that looks like he's going to run, and one that doesn't.
One that looks like he's not going to
I'm gonna shoot at that one.
Go for it. Make your shot.
With my crossbow. Alright, that's a 17 to hit.
17 hits.
Yeah,
Go for it.
I'm gonna use Psychic Blades.
Go for it.
Well,
Blades.
I'm gonna need a lot of d6s, and I don't have them out. I got 4 more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a couple.
I got so many.
I'll get them out
So
in a
many
second.
d6s.
Okay.
Fire
1,
those
2,
psychic blades.
3, 4. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Oh man. 18 points of damage.
18 points of damage. Your crossbow bolt sinks into this gunslinger who is about to swing up a sword at Renaer, and the crossbow bolt sinks in, and the impact is almost delayed as the pain's.
And I was like, scram!
Make an intimidation check. Free one.
Ooh.
It's not a high DC because this person is about to be gone.
12.
This person turns to start running. Is screaming as you can see the blood vessels in his face have tensed. Anything else your turn?
I'm going to just get. I don't think that I can get cover because I think that is like a whole.
It's a movement.
thing.
You can just move.
Okay, I'll move behind a pillar. I don't know.
You run over to like an alleyway and get into like behind the wall there to give
Yeah.
yourself full cover.
Yeah.
As best as you can.
With view of Azzurum.
Gotcha. Lidara, you see 2 of them turn to run away. You see one more that's like across the street that is aiming towards you.
Okay. Well, if he's
And one
aiming at
more in the
me,
road.
then I'm gonna aim at him.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna go back to the poison arrow
Go for it.
because
Make your shot.
poison is my roots, you know.
Brings an arrow to a gunfight.
Yeah.
It's working.
It's working.
Yeah.
It's working.
Maybe they should try it. They keep missing.
They should try. Yeah, they're not that great.
That is 19.
Definitely hits.
Nice.
Go ahead and roll damage. You could have given yourself advantage, remember, with steady aim, if you wanted to use your bonus action to give yourself sneak attack.
Absolutely.
All right, roll again just to see if you get a 20.
No.
Okay,
No.
still hits, but you have sneak attack now, so that's 66
Woo!
plus 4
Nice.
plus 2d10.
Jesus Christ.
If he fails the con save, that is actually an important part. Is if he fails the con save, he takes the 2d10 or half. I will actually roll that. He does pass the con save. Just roll your full damage. 66 plus 2d10, and then tell me what the 10s say first.
It's 15.
15. 15 points of damage first to this person. Is that just the arrow damage?
That was just the d6.
Just the d6? Gotcha.
Yeah,
so
I
the
did.
15 plus 4?
Yeah, 15 plus 4.
Okay. 19 points of damage. Immediately.
Plus 14.
Plus 14, which is half to that. This guy's gonna make a morale check real quick. Oh, natural 1. This guy immediately gets hit by the arrow, and he's like, I'm not dying here. And he starts looking to run.
How many nat ones have you rolled so far?
I've rolled a lot of bad ones.
Wow.
This is the one that is still in combat with Vincent and Azzurum. Gonna take a shot at... No, this is the one that was near Renair. He's gonna take a shot at Renair because he's far enough to. That hits. Takes another shot at Renair. It's cocked. That also hits Renair just barely. 14 points of damage to Renair as 2 bullets ping, ping, into size. Oh, that smarts. He's lucky. He's fine. It's the first damage he's taken.
He's fine.
The other 2, they book it. They start running down the thoroughfare with their guns in tow. At the top of the round, Azzurum, that's you.
How many feet away am I from the main guy?
You can get there if you run up to him. You're within 30 feet, I would say.
Okay. As I'm walking up to him, I want to cast Lightning Lure.
Gotcha. Go ahead. Is that a save for me? Or is that an attack roll?
It's a strength save.
Strength save. This guy's not very strong. 7.
Fails. So I pull him 10 feet closer to me. And
he flies off the side of the saloon. The tiefling says, I hope you're not going after my bounty.
you have a bounty? That's even more fun. And then I also do 2d8 lightning damage.
Fantastic. Go ahead and roll that damage.
3.
A little bit of shock goes through the system.
And what I want to do, I don't know if it's an action or a bonus action, but I wanted to try to put my whip and wrap it around him to make him so he can't move.
Sure. That's a we'll say it's a grapple. Go ahead and make a athletics check.
Check.
Since it's using magic, go ahead and use your charisma instead. It's a charisma check.
17.
Natural 20. He isn't grappled, but he's pulled back and he breaks out, but he hits the ground. He's prone next to you as you pulled him down off the step, but he's looking up at you and he's kind of discombobulated because he's had his guns not ready to fire. So he's next to you. Anything else? Bonus action. Movement.
I just want to be like, so what do you want from me exactly? Have you been convinced that you probably should leave, or do you want to stand down? Because honestly, I don't have any intention to kill you. I really think that I was just enjoying my day.
He is just kind of wide-eyed looking at his men running, and he says, looks like I've picked a fight that I apparently didn't bring the right men to follow through on. He says he still has his hands up with his gun on the ground as he's lying back on the ground. That brings us to the tiefling. Tiefling immediately turns towards the one person holding the gun that now she doesn't have to focus on the other guy. She turns and immediately goes to grapple and lasso him.
Lasso.
Let's see.
Yeehaw.
Lasso.
Let's see okay, let's see if that guy absolutely fails. She turns, she kicks with her boot, kicks his gun up, and then with a lasso comes around and begins to hog tie him, basically.
Oh my God.
Wrestles him to the ground, and that is her turn. And this guy's turn. As she's doing this, he's looking up at you. I need you to make either an, I think it's an, make an athletics check for me.
18.
Okay, he doesn't have the best. Natural 20. That's crazy. He spits upward, causing you to pull back at how disgusting that is. And he's on his feet. He goes behind you, puts the gun to your head. He says, I'm taking this void, I'm leaving.
What?
All right? As he's in a panic over what to do. You're grappled. That brings us to the person that is currently grappled and restrained, can do nothing except try to break out. And that's not going to do it. And this person is still trying to get his gun to work. He's going to use his action to do that. He finally does, but he can't attack, so he just, I got it! Looks up. Where's everyone?
Bunch of
That's
cowards.
Renair. Renair looks, he's, Azzurum! And looks over, not entirely sure what to do. I think Renair's gonna try to... Renair looks at all of you, and he says, this looks like a bad situation, but I believe in you, and casts Bless on all three of you.
Hey!
Using his
Thank
first
God.
level spell slot, so you get to add a d4 to all saving throws and attack rolls.
Nice.
For the next round.
For 10 rounds. It's
Oh,
a minute.
Oh my god. Thanks,
It's a really
bro.
good spell. It's
said
a
a
free
D4?
d4 to all your rolls until it breaks its concentration. Vincent, you are behind this guy as he's kind of looking around, pointed mostly at the tiefling in black, with one of his guns to Azurum's head and the other one pointing towards the tiefling and kind of wildly trying to back down an alley, like across the street, to get down the alley to presumably a wagon or a horse.
Does he not see me?
He sees you. He just
Okay.
can't. It's just you're behind him and she's in front of him, so he's like having to do this
Okay.
kind of.
Well, how far away am I?
You're within 30 feet.
Does Azzurum look like he's distressed, or does he look like he has a plan?
Azzurum is
'Cause
kind
I'm
of
trying to
laughing
get-
a little bit.
I'm trying to get a read on him. You know what I'm saying?
He looks like he isn't very threatened. And he's like, okay, haha, sure.
Damn, I don't know. Cause I don't know. Whatever you think.
Do whatever you. Yeah, it's a heat of the moment. What do you think will help Azzurum in this moment? Because even though Azzurum is kind of carefree, it's
Right.
not because Azzurum definitely has the situation under hand. It's
Yeah,
mostly
I
just because
know.
Azzurum is confident in his own abilities. So you just see someone who's about to shoot your buddy here in the head.
Your homie.
Then what'll happen is I prepare polymorph. I looked at the guy and I'm like, wait, he's already being hogtied. And then I'll look at the guy that's got Azzurum and I'll be like, I might as well use it on you. And I'll cast polymorph on him. So
A wisdom save?
Wisdom save, 16 feet.
Wisdom save, 16, roll 17, but his wisdom is -2.
Oh my god!
He's not very
Oh,
wise.
shit. Oh, thank God.
He is not very wise as he turns, what? And what does he turn into?
Transforms into a small turtle.
Aww.
A small turtle
Aww.
on the ground at Azurum's feet that's just kind of...
I'm sorry, I panicked.
Azzurum like drops, he's like, oh my god, turtles are so cute.
It
Like,
goes,
don't
the
hit
turtle's like trying to nip at you with its
Indrum,
turtle mouth.
Don't Indrum or else he'll turn back.
That's your turn, Vincent?
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Lidara, you are watching this scene. You see Azzurum held hostage, and then all of a sudden the guy's gone.
Hilarious.
She's like looking down. She's
Make a
like,
perception check.
What the
I panicked.
the fuck is going on down there?
I didn't know what to do.
Perception?
Yep.
16.
16 is enough to see that there is now a small turtle at Azurum's feet.
Now what the fuck?
And there's one person left in the road who is shooting at Renair currently, who's trying to advance on this
Dude,
person.
give it up.
I know,
Right?
Yeah, right?
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
She is
give up
gonna
right
try to make her way down there,
Sure.
as quickly as possible.
Sure. You hop on down. You use your movement to get there. You're not in range to hit the guy yet, unless you want to be. Unless you want to jump on that guy that's in the middle of the road. You certainly could try to attack him from above.
That would be dope.
Go ahead. If you want to get advantage on this, then you'll need to make a stealth check
I can do that.
first.
That is
You have
18.
easy enough. This guy's passive perception.
Oh,
is
I
not
didn't do
high
advantage.
enough.
Do I have advantage?
You do have advantage with the boots.
Well, let's just see. Let's just see.
Let's just see.
24.
24. Yeah, no, you slink across the roof onto the awning of the saloon itself, and then you leap as this guy is preparing another volley of shots at Renair.
Yeah, absolutely.
You are already jumping on top. Go ahead and make your attack roll with advantage.
Can I hit him with my dagger? Can I
Yes,
like
you
bring it up and
absolutely
be
can.
like, the dagger of venom, of course. You know, just
Make that attack.
a little venom moment.
A little venom moment.
Cocked.
Cocked.
Cocked. It's advantage.
That is 12 plus 9.
21.
21.
Definitely hits.
Wow.
21.
Go
Okay.
ahead. Make your 1d4, 5d6 attack, because it's sneak attack, as this guy is all of a sudden descended upon from above.
1d4.
Get his ass.
4.
Full 4.
5d6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
10, 15, 19.
19 points of damage. You
Is that
basically...
plus anything? 19 plus 4.
plus your dex, so 4. You kill this guy. You leap on top of this guy as
Yes.
Rhaenyra is getting ready to advance, and you leap and just plunge the dagger. This guy hits the ground. It's like Assassin's Creed style.
Yes!
Like assassination. This guy hits the
Yes,
ground. He's
perfect.
dead before he even
That's so satisfying.
you hit the ground. All these people are running. The main guy's a turtle. Initiative is over as the tiefling, she finishes hog tying this fellow on the ground here who's going, "Oh, damn it!" And she kind of gets back up. She looks and she says, "Now where the hell did my bounty go?"
The turtle.
I
What?
panicked. I'm sorry. He's a turtle for the next hour.
It's so cute.
I see. Well, good job. Y'all held your own pretty well. Sorry it took me a while to get into action here, she says. She trolls her guns into the holsters as she walks over to all of you.
Lidara walks over to you two. Finally. She's like,
Is everyone alright?
what the fuck did you two do? What? How did we left for like not that long. Like, at all?
Well,
You see, Lidara, you should know by now, people love me.
okay.
God,
All
okay.
right. No.
And imagine Vincent and I
Mm-hmm.
enjoying a lovely afternoon when all of a sudden some man comes up and he's like, "Arr, I'm looking for a genasi." And honestly, I'm probably the only fucking genasi in this town, okay? And so I was sitting there and I was like, well, that's me. So what did I do? I had to be the hero.
oh my god.
So I went out in the street and now here he is.
A
And I
turtle.
hold up the turtle and I'm like,
Yeah. Who are you?
Yeah. Who the hell are you?
Oh, well, pardon me. Allow me to make my introduction. My name's Bonnie. I'm a peacekeeper around these parts. Well, at least this is where I tend to travel around. I take it you're not from this area or don't really know what the situation is with these fine fellas. She turns as you see the outlaws running down the street far, far away.
do I look like I'm from here? People keep asking me this. Do I actually, like, be honest? Could you imagine me right now here, living here? This is my life.
Right. No.
No.
Definitely not from here.
None of us, first of all, none of us have accents, so I feel like that's the biggest hint.
Right. Yeah. We don't.
You have a
Fit
pretty
in.
thick accent.
So what I'm getting is from what he was telling you, that man was looking for someone like you, but it wasn't you though. He was describing somebody else. Like you've never been here before. So.
No, not to my knowledge.
So he had the wrong guy.
You're not the genasi that they're all up in arms about, then?
Nope.
I think we would know.
Yeah, that'd be.
I've
kinda
been a little
awkward.
busy the past couple of months.
The understatement.
Yes, you see, Rhaenyra speaks up. This is our first few hours in town, honestly. We haven't been here for more than a day, and I'm surely we would have noticed if our friend Azzurum had angered a couple of these fine people. She looks and she says, "Listen, then it's a hell of a coincidence. I've been sort of staking the town. See, sheriff's been run out. Most of this town is under the Donegan gang at this point. And, well, I heard that a whole bunch of these boys got taken out by an air genasi. And we don't see many air genasi around these parts."
The Donegan gang, then. That's who they were. Were they? Just so we know what we're getting into, I feel like they're not going to leave us alone after this. How many are there?
Well, whole gang. I've been doing some staking out around where they're holed up over in the Plainswood. Around 30 of them.
Yikes.
It's a good amount of them. And they're all up in arms. from the ones that I've interrogated, I gotta add him to that list soon, over an air genasi. And it looks like Denton O'Donegan's not gonna stop until he gets his air genasi.
Didn't know Dogged? Didn't know Dogged?
Denton O'Donegan.
Denton.
Mean
Denton.
son of a bitch.
Well,
Bitch for
That's
short.
so convenient that they're looking for an air genasi and you just happen to be an air genasi.
well, I think we know who it might be. What they're looking for.
That's kind of awkward.
It's a little awkward.
That is a little awkward. So, how long ago was this air genasi here?
The people that I've interrogated, it looks like it's within the past few days. I mean, it looks like they just passed through, honestly. This is why when they heard that an air genasi had come back, they might have assumed it was the same person. Now, I'm sure you could try to explain that situation to them and clear up the misunderstanding, but something tells me they're more shoot first.
Maybe we should just get out of town.
Honestly, I think we should just leave. I don't like it here. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Alright.
They really just attacked for no reason, and that's not really logistical from their standpoint because honestly, like, they couldn't have known that you were the exact one. I mean, I get it
I think
that,
that's
like,
kind of racist.
yeah, that's kind of rude. So honestly, I don't know what our odds would be. I feel like they're not really open to suggestion at this point.
Nice.
You know, Lidara, it's bold of you to think that they can think.
This is true.
As you are having this kind of, let's get out of town, we just gotta leave, you feel your whip and that sort of pulsing direction into the plains further out of town, and you are quickly reminded of some business you need to take care of before you leave. A certain being that is apparently somewhere nearby this very not your style town.
Yeah, I think we should.
We should what?
Are you what?
I-
Words, please.
You alright?
Yeah, I think we should just. Honestly, is there an inn? I just wanted a good night's sleep. Is it? What?
She looks.
Me
and
and Lidara make eye contact like, what is he on about?
she looks. She points back at the shot-up saloon. She says, "You're in for the night.
That's safe.
That's where I'm staying."
Great.
Do we have to? And
Yeah.
I give like a meaningful look, like.
How close is the next town?
You're looking at getting to Weldon at that point, which is more towards Ansir. If you're following the Golden Route, that's about another. Traveling by foot, by horse.
Oh, I don't even know.
Yeah. Foot.
At this
By
point,
foot.
foot.
Okay, I was like,
Apparently.
do you have anything?
Traveling on
Car.
foot, it's gonna take you. Let's see, just follow the road straight. About 2 weeks travel.
Oh my
Holy
god,
shit.
absolutely not.
Down by horse, it's about a week. But
don't like
that's the
horses.
border town into Ansir.
Okay, so now you want to stay the night?
No, I really think we should move on. We have things we need to do. We're not here for sightseeing. I was just thinking, what's the next place?
It's pretty far.
It's pretty far.
Yeah.
So if we want to rest for the night and then head out tomorrow, or
Right.
Okay, what time is it?
It's currently like close to midday. It's like you've been traveling through the morning.
I knew.
Close to there. It's middle noon. You've been traveling throughout most of the morning to get here, to have a drink, to get more supplies for the journey ahead, and all of this has happened. It's probably like almost noon at this point, and you see a couple people begin to stumble and like look out, like people that were in there. And as soon as they see the coast is clear, they just start booking it. Like, people just running back to their homes, that sort of thing. She looks, listen, I have no stake in whether you stay or go, that sort of thing. But at the same time, staying in the inn might not be the best of ideas, especially now that all of them are making their way back to Denton. I mean, that's at least, if they're riding, then a day. If they're not riding, 2 days back to the Plainswood, they're definitely going to tell him that the Genasi's back in town. So if you've got business in town, I say you clear it up quick and then head on your way. we never dealt with your expectancy,
Oh no!
The way you said
didn't
it.
we?
The way you phrased
How long has it been?
It's been. You've looked into it. This is stuff that is. You've looked into it. You've had some of the best minds of the sovereignty looking into this, and all of them are. They point you towards like this is going to this. We're experimenting on this. We can have something that's surefire done in maybe 6 months, and that's a little too late. And Bajra's the one who would put you on this. She says, in my limited travels outside of Siniath, at this bit of a flashback, I came upon a small town along the Golden Route. There's a doctor in that town. His methods are experimental, but he is brilliant. If there's someone who has a chance of figuring out what's going on, might be him. And back to present day, there's a couple bits of business you'll have to deal with in this town.
Well, I think we need to find that doctor that Vajra was telling us about before we head out.
Oh. I really want to get that taken care of.
We should get that taken care of. Absolutely.
How are you feeling? Was that
A little sick, you know. Honestly, a little tousled. I can't believe they would do that to someone like me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So
So maybe not the end, but
maybe
we
not
need
the-
to be here.
yeah, maybe we should just
Maybe we can just go ask one of those nice people if we can stay with them.
Maybe we can just sleep in a wagon somewhere. I've done it. It's not that uncomfortable.
I've got a wagon.
You got
Okay.
hay or something, or beds or blankets.
I have a wagon. I
Oh,
sleep in it sometimes. I have an in-room now, which is nice. And I'm not afraid of getting jumped in the night by Donegan's boys, but I think wagon could be good. That's
I'll
right.
take
I have it hitched outside of town.
We'll sleep in the wagon.
That's fine.
Fair enough. She says, now, if you please, I'd like to see the turtle.
Oh. Wait. Can he understand what we're saying?
No, well,
I have
vaguely.
no idea.
I think vaguely.
Well, he can't know our plans.
He has the intelligence
The
of a
head is-
turtle right now.
The arms are waving wildly.
I
I
the
like
mouth
hold
is
him like
snipping.
slightly above like to my eye level, and I
I've
look him in the
never-
eye, and I'm like, just I like poke his side.
If a turtle could curse you out right now, it would be. It's the angriest, most offended-looking turtle in the entirety of the world currently.
Lidara like reaches her hand over and like pokes it in the head.
I've never changed somebody into something and then asked them what they remember after, so I don't really know what they would remember.
Listen, how long is this supposed to last, this turtle business?
An hour since the casting.
Alright, well, I'll be ready. Let me try and... Alright, I'll try and count that out then, and we'll see once this fella comes back, but I really appreciate it.
You can have him. Honestly, I don't need him. Just make sure that he doesn't go back to Doug Digadone Dogatone.
Just out of mild curiosity, what was his bounty?
Oh, this one? Small fry. Honestly, it's mostly just for status, this one. Anything helps collecting these bounties, but it's mostly just anyone in associate with Denton, pretty much. So,
Alright.
if I get Denton, then I can leave this place, go on, get a new bounty, and I'm pretty sure I'm pretty set for a little bit. But right now, I'm going to need this guy to get me there. So,
It's alright with me. You
otherwise,
take the turtle, we take your
Wagon.
wagon. Take a rest.
Deal.
Don't run off with my wagon. I'll be able to track that. Don't worry about it.
Well,
Otherwise,
you gave me the idea just now.
good luck with your business. Perhaps we will meet again.
Yeah.
I gotta give you back the wagon, don't we?
Oh, yeah, but I assume that you were just sleeping there, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
but like,
yeah.
I'll just go back and get it. You don't have to
Okay.
send me off, leave a nice review of the whole place.
well, I'll see you later.
She tips her hat and turns.
If anybody asks you about an air genasi,
Lips are sealed.
I like her.
I like her too.
I
She-
also like her.
Stomps off down the thoroughfare as the dust collects. She yells back, "Welcome to Goldstead."
Hey, it's Christian again, with the break that I told you about at the beginning. It's like a callback, except not, because I told you about what I was going to do at the beginning. Anyways, we wanted to talk about how you can get your name as an NPC on the show. Well, we're taking inspiration from the Adventure Zone for this because we think it's a really cool way to get the community involved and also to spread the word about the show. But basically, if you get on your twitter.coms and you tweet about the show using the hashtag SOFpod, SOFpod, I go through that hashtag nearly every day, and I am looking through it to see people who are tweeting about the show. I'll reach out to you and I'll ask if I can use your name. Keep in mind, I tend to pick pretty randomly. However, I also make a lot of characters, and I love the idea of making cool characters that you can see your name on further down that have taken their own life and their own story. I promise not to attach you to like a goblin that eats candles unless that's what you really want. Otherwise, that's the only announcement I have. Maybe one day we'll have like a sponsor in this break. But for right now, I just want to say thank you again. Let's get back to the show.
Okay. You all make your way down the main thoroughfare. Now, people walking out of small ramshackle homes looking to see what's going on in very practical plains clothing of linen dresses, tucked in shirts, suspenders, a lot of boots, walking through this town. And you definitely get a lot of people who are just taking in the new people. It's not fully like human or elven here or anything. It's a mix of people. You can see like a few goblins, some orcs. You see a homestead that's like a halfling and like what looks to be almost like some sort of catfolk, like a spouse, as they kind of are looking out of their window. But you make your way down to a place that is marked with a small painted sign that just says Doc Berry's, Berry. This very, very humble building is only like one story with a dusty window that looks into like a semi-professional looking opening. But you give a quick knock, push through the door, and you can see that the sunlight trails in with like little dust particles floating in, and you hear 1 second, I'll be out in a second, I'll be right with you, as a voice from the back room opens up loudly. What are you three doing in this kind of waiting room area of this?
We're the only ones in here?
It looks to be.
Is there like chairs? Can I sit?
Yeah, there's like a couple wooden chairs that are down in like this main kind of entrance. There's like a hole in the wall where it looks like you would have to like sign in or something like that, like just for formality's sake.
Take a number.
Take a number.
I'd probably like go up to that, go to sign in, I guess.
You look over and there's like a small, just like a sheet of paper and like a quill that's there. There's literally like one name on it, and it's already crossed through, but you're able to write your name down. But as soon as you're finishing up from this back room, which looks just to be like there's like a little bit of a divider, from coming around that divider, there looks to be like a lanky, very tall but very skinny orcish man with very formal clothing, like a vest and tie sort of thing, old 1800s doctor garb, basically, circular glasses and black hair that's also kind of slicked backwards, and fairly attractive to make those roles. He looks and he says, new faces in town, right? Howdy, I'm Doc Berry. I'm just finishing up with a patient right now, and then I'll get right with y'all. He smiles and nods his head, then turns back around, heads behind the divider.
I'm so glad you did the hot roll without us.
I know.
Asking.
I have to instigate it now. That's the way that I get above the curve. But you three are left to wait for a little bit.
I'll sit down.
Can I like look and see what the name was, like on the sheet? Like see what name was on the list before?
Yeah. It looks to be like someone named Eliza Smith is all it is.
Basic.
What you get the sense that if he's seeing a patient, it's probably her.
It's probably the person who's on the list.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
We'll
I'm gonna look around.
Wait patiently.
Is there like
I'll
any
sit
like
down.
art?
The walls of this place are fairly bare, except for like a little bits of like displayed empty bottles that are of interesting shapes and sizes on shelves. There is like a nice small portrait of what looks to be like a painting of the plains, but other than that, there's not a ton of note. This place is very small town in terms of decor.
Kind of bare.
Azzurum like sits back and leans back in the chair and stretches and it's just like, oh
Oh my god.
How you doing?
such a long day. Such a long day.
You gonna talk about it? Complain about it?
You know,
Am
never
I
mind.
your therapist now?
No, well, I thought we were friends. I thought that friends
Okay,
talked to
Please,
us about.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's fine.
Renee
Azzurum.
sat next to you, is kind of listen, should we are we I know we talked about this, but do we actually have to like go easy on Azzurum because of his
You know, I don't
makes
know.
a motion to his belly.
Lidara's like,
I don't.
I think he's like right there. I think he can hear you.
I
We're just discussing it's something private, not related to you.
Who brought the couple along?
Oh my god.
I didn't.
Spit it out, Renee.
Vincent's just got his head in his hand. His head in his hands. He's like, all right, you can stop. I'll stop talking about you.
We want to talk about the elephant in the room. We talk about the fact that we have.
If you don't want me to be here, then I'll just wait outside.
Okay, let's all calm down.
I just
please.
don't understand why
Azzurum
we're
is
pointing out
pregnant.
other.
Okay,
I'm not.
Okay,
Pregnant is a strong term.
He's a little anxious. We can all understand. Okay, but Azzurum, I need you to breathe, okay? Because I'm really not here for all this drama. I'm really over it. Vincent, I don't give a shit about your relationship with Air. I really
right.
don't give a fuck. You guys are fine.
Okay.
Azzurum, please, just breathe for like 2 seconds. Renee, what?
I meant no offense, and I, of course, Vincent and I's relationship, we would never will look to make you uncomfortable. Just to get that out of the way, but you're so strong. I could never. I can't even imagine what you must be going through.
Of course, you can't fucking imagine, Renee. You're not pregnant.
I need a drink.
Pregnant is not the right term for what you have going on, I don't
You
think.
have like a parasite of sorts.
A parasite. It's different than...
A very, very complicated parasite.
As you're saying this, the door kind of opens to this loud conversation as the doctor's kind of wide-eyed. There's an old woman that is kind of like, she's wearing like the down to the ankles dress, and she's just kind of like looking at all of you, and she looks towards like just scans over each of you, and then the doctor looks and says, well, I think that the checkup went fine. Just be sure to come on back if you need more tonic, and then we will see to it. And then she starts walking out, and then she looks back. She says, congratulations.
Please, ma'am,
No,
please.
no, no,
I
no.
just. Azzurum starts having a meltdown.
Have a great day, Eliza.
Oh,
Quick question.
that's my whole name. She walks out of the establishment as the doctor looks and says, so what's this about a parasite?
Right. First of all, quick question. Does patient confidentiality extend to other patients who might have heard,
I mean, I can do about as much as I can to keep things confidential, but there's some thin walls going on around here.
Oh my god.
It's okay,
Everyone
Azzurum.
knows.
Oh my god. Okay.
It's
So we
fine.
have a situation.
Unfortunate.
Come on back to my.
yeah.
Let's.
Come on.
Everyone,
That's
come on. It's a smaller room, but I have some seats if y'all like to.
I can stand. It's fine.
Film me. Sure. He leads you through into what looks to be like I said, a small room. There's like a leather chair that's much like it's elevated a bit. He directs Azzurum towards it. There's a couple like chairs off to the side, and there's much more in here. There's a couple more like degrees and paper certificates on the wall that hang. The bottles that are strange are not empty here. They're filled with various liquids and different colored things, just components. Like you see what looks to be just like a couple full leaves floating in a couple, and then another one, a dried
a lizard's tail just kind of bobbing around. He says, "Listen, take a seat right here. Let me get some gloves. Yeah, gloves. Now we good." He gets situated as you all sit down. There looks and says, "So how are we explaining this? That we never really we tried not to talk about it when we're traveling. That was the rule: is don't bring up the bundle of joy." But
I guess,
put in the oven, harbor there.
Exactly.
I guess it's Azzurum's story to tell, I guess, right?
Mistake. We will let Azzurum tell that story.
Lidara's gonna kind of just not sit. She's gonna stand by the door, just kind of like, I don't know, just in case anything goes funky. She's just gonna stand and make sure everything's fine. You never know who can fucking hear or burst in, and I don't trust anybody here. It's a weird town.
Sure.
Guns.
Too many of them.
Oh my god.
Guns. The doctor comes back around from a back room with some gloves on, and he says, "So, who's the lucky person?"
It's not me. If you're looking at me, I know.
It's not me. It's Azzurum.
Our little friend here.
There he is.
So, I mean,
It's not a baby. It's a parasite. Can we not keep talking about it like it's some bundle of joy? I hate that.
You know, I think your boyfriend was the one that called it
I
a bundle
know.
of joy.
Need to. Okay. Every time I talk, I guess we're gonna come back to that. So I'll just keep my mouth quiet.
Okay,
So-
please, both
Shut.
of you. I'm really
that's
will
nothing
hit
to be
both
ashamed
of.
of. Well, listen, I'm saying, Azurum's story to tell. I'll let you tell it. I thought it was just colloquial. I was having fun. I'm very sorry of the whole, if the bundle of joy thing made you uncomfortable.
He's touchy. He's
It's fine.
anxious. So
Sure.
Azzurum, please explain to the doctor what's going on.
Yes,
Well,
please.
doctor, if you haven't figured it out from my fucking loud ass friends over here,
All right, Azzurum.
I have a thing growing inside of me. I don't know what it is. I guess it's a parasite. Honestly, I don't.
It's a monster that we fought.
Parasite's a good word. Baby is not accurate in this situation.
No.
This does not seem like, the beautiful cycle of birth and all that business. And I'll be the first to admit that, I am not a doctor that was, trained at first to deliver babies. I've delivered a number of them in this town just because I'm the only doctor to be able to do that. But this isn't a baby, so we're gonna approach this from a clean slate. Strictly no baby zone,
baby
no
zone.
baby language that is going to be used here. None of those terms. Now, how did you get not impregnated, but infected?
That's a good
Well,
word.
you see, as I was saving an entire city,
Oh, Jesus.
I was fighting against this. What would you guys describe it as? Like a lizard,
I think it might
dragon.
have been called like a slade or something.
a s-
We did some research on it later. Not much, but it was some sort of creature.
Ugly ass thing.
Yeah, it was bad.
You've had an encounter with a being called a Slade. That is an extraplanar being, like a being that is not from this.
That sounds about
Realm.
right.
Like it came from a
yeah.
different
Perfect.
realm.
We were actually like in the astral plane.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it came from there, but we
But
were
like
there.
that makes sense.
Yeah,
you
it
know?
does make sense, absolutely.
Oh my god. Oh, I see. You're not. I mean, I could have guessed that you aren't regular patients. How did you hear about this here?
A friend.
Yeah, we
Right.
have some good networking
Some friends.
back home.
In high places.
Yeah.
And
It's been a bit since I've delved into studies having to do with outer realms. You are familiar, I suppose. Your friend, they wouldn't happen to be from Saniath, right?
She would.
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah.
Magus Academy.
That's
That
the one.
sounds right. Yeah.
You're looking at the former school nurse.
oh,
I used to deal with all that stuff, and some of the researchers that deal in the extraplanar stuff, they would come and with situations regarding that sort of thing. I had to get away from all that big city living, though. Get out somewhere a little less extraterrestrial.
You left there for here?
It's,
Well, yeah.
It's lovely.
You can breathe, you know.
Yeah, fresh
No.
dirt air.
You get used to the dirt air. It actually, I mean, wide open spaces. You have people that come in with bullet wounds and bites from, wolves and stuff like that, and not extra dimensional eggs implanted into their body by a reptilian creature from beyond our world.
We're just unique,
Is there anything wrong with that? Like, I'm so sorry. I didn't ask for this.
Okay.
Well,
No one's
Just
shaming.
can you remove it or not?
That's the question.
I haven't in a while, but I believe that if you're looking for someone to remove it, and the resources of the Magus Academy sent you here, I may be the only one who can.
So the confident answer is yes.
The confident answer is,
Absolutely,
the
you
confident-
the
can.
confident answer is yes.
There we go.
Uh-huh.
The more truthful answer is yes, but with my current situation, not right now.
What do you mean?
Not
What's-
right now. How much longer?
No, that's not. You see, the tools that I would use to retrieve this parasite from within you currently are not in my possession, and that is a more recent affair that has taken place.
Did someone steal from you?
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
I was robbed very
What?
recently.
So what? We have to go.
No, you don't have to go. I mean, I would go to the sheriff, but they done burnt that place down real quick. Yeah. You've been in town for a little bit. You're familiar with the good old boys and girls
Don't
and the
say it.
Oh,
met
something
him
tells
outside.
me. Something tells me that you've had an encounter with them already. Well,
These Doug Digga-Dumb motherfuckers will not get the fuck out of my way. Everything I do since I stepped foot in this dirty ass town has had to do with them.
He doesn't mean it dirty. I mean,
It's
it is
nothing
kind of
against
dirty.
you. This
There's a
place
lot
is
of
lovely.
dirt. There's a lot of dirt. Yeah, we definitely met them. They were not so pleasant. They didn't really like us very much, especially this one.
They do know our faces and are going to probably
Try and find
track
us
us down,
and
kill
kill
us.
us.
But
It's nothing out of the ordinary for us at this point.
yeah,
We
kinda
could probably
used to.
take him if we try really hard.
Maybe not all of them at once, but
Yeah.
the point I guess that we have to make is they stole tools from you that we need to potentially save Azzurum's life.
Yes.
So we kind of have to go figure that out, huh?
yes, and I don't think you need to ride out to the Plainswood, storm the fort to get these back. It was fairly
damn,
recent. It was mostly just a toll that I couldn't pay, and I had to pay in stuff that I haven't used in a while and didn't expect to have to use at all in this here town. And so they took my old bag, and in there is what you're gonna need if I was on the road coming from Weldon, so it's a little bit past the plains. There's a bit of an overlook. It's called Hannigan's Bluff. Around there is where they were set up camp. They mostly, this was way earlier. I mean, honestly, it's kind of, if you had come another day earlier this week, I mean, we could have been in and out done, that sort of business. But
Nice.
it's real unfortunate. Listen, I don't think they would have brought those back just yet. They might still be camped out there. You might be able to get what you're looking for from them.
How far out is that?
That's not too far from the outside of town. I'd say it's about if you're at a good pace, 2-hour walk.
All right,
Okay.
not bad. Not 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Um,
Just be careful when you're crossing plains. It's not them I'm very worried about, and in fact, my suspicions are they're still out there because they're afraid to cross those plains right now.
What for?
Something been rustling cattle up real bad. I mean, leaving behind these massive, massive tunnels, and the cows that they leave behind. I mean, I have never seen meat torn up like that. I don't know what it is. We ain't never had those problems before, but we are.
Didn't we fight something before that burrowed under the ground
Yeah.
a long time ago
Yeah,
on the road?
that we did, yeah.
That's right. Yeah, we were going north. We were taking the long road up to
Before we were
to
attacked.
Red Lodge or something along those lines, or
Yeah,
Tribor or something like that.
right.
It was like that big bug thing and all the acid.
Ooh,
was
ew,
horrible.
Yeah.
Yes,
Really
Is it
scary.
that? Do we have to see that?
I don't want to see
I
that
mean,
again.
it's the only thing that we know that burrows, but I
Could
don't
be other
know.
things. I don't know.
I mean, other things burrow, I guess. Okay, so
So we just won't go there past the camp and
So we go to the camp. We go to the
It's-
camp. We get
you
the
have to
tools.
cross the plains to get to the camp.
of course.
is the problem. Which is good if you're riding fast, because then if
yeah.
something, I haven't seen it, I've only heard the rumblings, but I was on wagon, so I was good to get back into town. Not really this is not really looking forward to heading back to Weldon, but other than that,
we don't have horses.
So you have a wagon we can use?
I mean, I'm not really looking to just loan out my wagon to a bunch of people I just met unless I can get some.
We know Vajra, so
Yeah, we're trustworthy, right?
I have not been back to Cineath in quite a bit. Is that someone from the academy?
Oh, God.
Is that?
Okay. Well,
Do you mean
Sapphire.
real smart?
Yes.
yes.
She was a student at the academy when I was working
Oh,
there.
cute. How old
Goodness.
are you? No, so sorry. I mean, I guess it's kind
Do I
of
look
rude,
young?
like,
He does actually. Surprisingly, I mean, you can
Yeah.
tell that there's like some weathered lines
What's your
here
skincare
and
routine?
there. Yeah, there's some weathered lines here and there, but like in reality, he looks fairly young.
What, like 30?
That's real flattering.
Oh,
That's real flattering of you, but flattery, you know.
Well,
I
if you
wasn't. I
don't
mean, I
have
wasn't
stuff.
trying to flatter you, but I was just
Oh.
guessing. How old are you? I'm just curious, just for time.
I'm just cresting over into my 60s. I know it's a little embarrassing to say.
No, no,
You
no.
don't look
Age
it
is
at all.
just a number.
Huh. Well, listen, you're going to go get my bag.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yes, we're gonna
No.
retrieve your bag.
Vajra's the one that sent you. I don't know what she's up to these days,
Well,
but I
she's
mean,
the
I'm glad she
black staff.
remembers old
Kind
Doc
of-
Barry.
Kind of a lot of
She-
things.
She's the black staff.
She's kind of important now.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Dang. Good for her.
She's pretty important.
Yeah, a little bit. You could use the horses or a wagon.
I'll lend you the wagon.
Oh.
Don't get my horses killed. Don't get my wagon destroyed.
Nice. Well, we
Or-
will certainly try our best.
All right, then.
The last time we had a wagon.
It kind of went. It's okay, guys.
I don't understand why you would whisper that right in this very small room. I
Don't worry
can
about
hear nearly every
You
word.
guys are all horrible
Don't
at
worry about it.
whispering to each other, just so we're aware.
I thought we were pretty good at that.
No,
well.
terrible.
Anyway,
we will certainly
We will.
try our best to not do that. We may have had some instances in the past, but that was out of our will, right,
It was out of
friends?
our
It was
control
out of our
completely.
control. Completely attacked out of our control. But this is in our control now. So we will be fine.
Also,
I have
we're-
not stolen.
Oh.
I have acquired things from people by force before. So this will be an
Well,
easy...
this is each word is making me a little bit
Listen.
more. Make a persuasion check.
details. Can I help? I don't know.
Can I help?
No, not on this one. Not after that. Not stolen. Taken by force. Robbed, if you will.
Oh, Michelle.
for the greater good of the people. I'm not like trying to like.
So funny.
No. Okay, it's a 9.
Woo!
Azzurum starts. I'm sorry, I think I'm having morning sickness.
Oh my god.
It's around 2 p.m. at this point.
He's a late bloomer.
That is not medically what that. Well, you know.
I think
Okay.
we've gotten a little off track.
We're
We'll
off
take your
topic.
wagon, we'll take your horses, and we
Okay.
won't get them killed. And it's all. You don't have to sweat the details of whatever we do. It'll be fine. Give us 2 days.
What's the bag?
One
look
day.
like?
One
What color
day,
is
one
it?
day.
Yeah.
Leather bag. It's a nice leather bag around.
Brown,
you know,
black, gray.
size a brown leather.
Brown.
It's got my name embroidered on the inside. It's just
Berry.
Doc Berry is what I go by. Just Doc Berry.
Doc
Should
Berry.
be easy. If something happens to the wagon, the horses, I will simply just need some compensation. Otherwise, I know this is a matter of life and death, and thus this is why I believe that this is the best choice, and I am rationalizing it. Yep.
If anything happens to your wagon and to your horses,
We will try our best to.
pay
Compensation,
for it.
like hypothetically, like how much would that be? Like,
It's
just
not easy to come around horses in this area and also a wagon. The whole thing, I'm looking at like 25 gold.
oh, okay.
We can split that up.
Yeah, we got it.
Well, yeah, we're fine. We'll be fine.
We'll
But it's not going to happen,
Yeah,
though.
no,
It's not gonna happen.
You know,
no.
I do like my horses.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
are. I have had them for
the
a long
wonderful
time.
creatures, of
Do
course.
they have
yes, of
names?
course.
Well, yeah. Jill and not Jack, John. That's like, Jill and John, which are names that they definitely had up until this moment.
Who names a horse John?
I like to be very personal with my animals, and I like to treat them like I would like to be treated. I would not like if I was named something like they named the other horses, like Buttercup.
What's
I
your
think John is nice and
John?
professional.
Alright.
Excuse
So
me.
I can't
All
call
right,
you Buttercup.
Yeah, no, that's not my name. All right, let's just go along with the
very.
horses. Take care of Jill and John, please.
All right, we'll be back to you.
Jill
and give us,
and
if we don't come knocking in about 3 days, just send out a search party. We'll be fine though.
No law to do that,
All
but
right.
I will.
Tell Bonnie. I don't
Tell
know.
that tiefling
Yeah, Bonnie.
person.
Sure.
She's staying, and you can't miss her.
Sounds fine.
Yeah, she knows our faces.
I don't. We're gonna go now.
We're gonna head out.
Thank
Maybe.
you so much for your time, sir.
And your hospitality.
Renee, you're on the thinnest ice possible right now.
I'm so sorry. I haven't been out of the city in a while. I know most people in the city, and I know what I say to most
You're
people.
doing fine.
Thank you.
You're doing fine.
Okay,
Azzurum.
we're just gonna see ourselves out. Thank you so much, everyone. Let's squad out, please.
Squad out.
Hurry.
Be careful about the beast.
Yeah,
Please don't die.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You all head out, make your way around, where you see a wagon with 2 beautiful horses, one of like a brown coat and the other with a black coat, and
So which
ready
one,
to round up.
I guess we have 2 wagons for the night then.
which one is Joe? Which one is John?
Should we check?
Huh?
Azzurum looks under the horses.
Can we just ask them?
Speak to animals? I don't think it matters.
This one definitely has a.
All right.
You peek
I
under?
think this one's John.
Why would John? No. All right. We're not gonna
You know?
spend too long on this
Doesn't
particular.
matter that much.
I agree.
Jill and John, whichever ones you are, thank you. Wagon
Just
time,
a nice
right?
little pet.
You all mount up onto the wagon. Renee sits and says, "Okay, which one of us knows how to drive this?"
Oh.
And that's where we'll take our break.
Oh, no!